Hello, I am making this video because the Wellness Committee has a proposal for making adjustments to our wellness program design. And I want to communicate what that change is to you. So I'm giving you this video to summarize what the recommendations are for the wellness program design that we would like to move forward with the next plan year to see if it's possible we can coordinate and get this out and rolling as far as marketing for open enrollment sooner rather than later. So with that being said, I'm going to review with you some of the challenges that we've had with are identified with the wellness program that we are trying to redesign for. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and this document I'm going to share, I will make available to you as well. What's been going well? We've had great attendance of our webinars. We've had great feedback about the quality and value of our webinars we've been offering. We've had great attendance of our challenges and great feedback on behavior changes that have occurred through those challenges. And we've had great feedback on our one-on-one services. However, the utilization of those one-on-one services still remains lower than anticipated. When it comes to the wellness program, here are some of the challenges we're trying to solve for. Number one, the wellness program still feels like it's a check the box type of program. In other words, we're incentivizing people to just merely show up and check the box that they did something without necessarily it being about making any changes to their behavior. In other words, they're going in and saying, yes, I did my annual exam. Yes, I did my teeth cleanings. Yes, I did my vision exam. And then they're done and they get their incentive, and they never actually have to engage in any of the actual health behavior services that we offer. Another thing is that incentives still are detrimental to intrinsic motivation. This is something we've been talking about with the board for a long time. So if we're going to incentivize something we don't care if employees are motivated on, like getting an annual exam, something you do once a year, we'll incentivize you to do it, then that's a good use of incentives. But if we're going to incentivize things like signing up for 6 weeks of health coaching or anything that requires behavior change, an incentive actually ruins some of that intrinsic motivation. Because of the way we know through science and the way the human mind works, if someone feels they need to be incentivized to do something, they inherently view it as less valuable, because why would you need to incentivize me to do something that is valuable? So always thinking about how we can design our program where we're relying less on incentives. And the current health insurance incentive still feels like a stick to some. They feel like they used to pay X amount of dollars for their health insurance, and now they have to jump through hoops to pay that same amount. So it feels like a stick. And we don't want to pull incentives away from people because we don't want them to feel like something's been taken away from them. So we have lots of competing challenges as well. We recognize that health behavior change can help lower healthcare costs, but a majority of our program really promotes just checking the box and participating in certain things without some of that engagement. And it's also hard to measure other aspects of the wellness program that are beneficial, like increased productivity and retention and things like that, as well as team culture and stuff. We want to simplify the program. There are too many people confused about what's worth points, how to enter those points. It's too overwhelming. We've attempted to try to simplify that in ways of communication, but ultimately employees still get overwhelmed, still get confused, and this is one of the biggest pieces of feedback we still have. In fact, in some of the feedback I got from an annual review was they wish the wellness program would just sort of focus on a few things and make sure those are done well. Another one is that we want to change the program, but we don't want to change the program because employees are burnt out on needing to adapt to change. So whatever changes we make, we have to be careful that they don't make them anything more difficult for employees. And also we know that it's safest to avoid gift cards and incentives for employees over $20, even if they're donated. And so we're trying to take that into account as well. And many employees are still not aware of the actual wellness services we offer. So these are all the challenges we're trying to account for. And we think we accounted for all of these in a new idea that we have for the wellness program. We're trying to get employees who are resilient, who are engaged in their well-being, who want to stay and have retention, who contribute to a positive culture, who see our wellness services as high quality, high value, and who have intrinsic motivation toward their own well-being. So with all that in mind, this is some of the recommendations we've come up with. The idea is that we would break up the incentive that we currently have and make it a healthcare incentive and a wellness incentive. The healthcare incentive would be a $240 discount on your healthcare or your health insurance. And that $240 discount would be achieved by doing one of two things. Either doing an annual exam and getting your biometrics, or participating in a healthcare plan seminar with a quiz at the end. The seminar is an opportunity for us to communicate not only all the changes to the health plan that we normally communicate during open enrollment, but also information on how to best utilize the plan, teaching them about how to use cost transparency tools on Blue Cross Blue Shield, being able to search up certain procedures you might need and where you can get it done for a lower cost. Explaining the prescription benefits and how to best utilize those. All those kinds of things we wish all employees knew if they all came to open enrollment, and yet many of them don't. We can build into this seminar on how to best utilize the plan. I've already spoken to Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they are prepared to give us a recorded webinar on all of these aspects, and we can keep updating it. We can make it a two-part seminar, make sure that we include everything that they need to know for our NAPET benefits and all changes occurred that year, as well as anything that Blue Cross Blue Shield would like them to know to best utilize their plan. So they would do one of those two things and they could get the $240 discount. The idea behind this is it's more directly related to responsible use of their healthcare plan, and they get a discount on their healthcare insurance. And it's an opportunity to ensure that everyone on the healthcare plan then gets the information that we would like them to get anytime throughout the year. Then the idea is we would also offer a wellness or well-being incentive, and that incentive would be just to attend a seminar on well-being. It could be offered online, in person, live, pre-recorded, and all of those, with a quiz at the end. So they would need to pass that quiz in order to receive that incentive. And in that webinar or seminar rather is an opportunity for us to teach them about behavior change, the science behind behavior change and how to apply it to their lives. This is something I can teach to all employees and include in the seminar, as well as everything the wellness program offers, how to sign up for one-on-one services, how to utilize them, and give you them information about each of those services. So the benefit here is they would get that $120 then, that's it. And they would just participate in that seminar at one point and get that incentive, and that would be it. We would still offer challenges, webinars, classes for people to sign up for. And the evidence suggests that the people who actually participate in the challenges, the webinars, and the classes are people who are intrinsically motivated to make a change in their life anyway. They might sign up for, knowing that they need to get points, but they're doing it because they are intrinsically motivated. So we're already only getting people who are participating because they're intrinsically motivated. So will this design be beneficial and solve a lot of our challenges with the wellness program? We think it will. We think it'll help because it'll remove the points and all the entering points and filling out forms for what you completed and what you didn't. And it will remove this check the box mentality. Really, the idea is that we're creating a program that's like a funnel, and everyone has to go through this little section where they learn about what they're being offered, and then they go out and they engage in it because they're motivated to engage in it. Now, the concerns we often have are, what about those people who only participate in wellness because they get an incentive? And I would say for those, they're not engaged in making changes to their health and wellness, which is what the wellness program is focused on. And if that's the case, then they're still going to go either do their annual exam or do the healthcare seminar in order to get the insurance discount. They're probably still going to do the seminar for wellness to learn about the services. And then once they are aware of all the services and the value of them, they're much more likely to engage in them because they're now aware of them. Whereas so many employees aren't even aware of those services now. So we believe that this is actually much more supportive of the employees, because we think that all the things we offer for wellness should be valuable on their own. And if people aren't engaging in them, then we need to consider removing it and changing that with a different vendor or a different service. Because if it's valuable, people will use it. People are pay for a lot of these services that are come off the street anyway. So as long as employees find it valuable, they will engage in it. And if they don't, then at least they're getting their annual exam and biometrics, or we can even include preventative screenings in that. The next challenge is that incentives are detrimental to intrinsic motivation. Essentially, when an employee is told they're going to get an incentive for something, they inherently believe it has no value, and that's why you have to give them an incentive for it. It puts them in what we call the reactive mind, right, where they're more resistant to it because the messaging is, we have to incentivize you to do this. So by removing incentives for those coaching behavior change type programs and only incentivizing that seminar, because we don't care if they're intrinsically motivated to attend the seminar, we just need them to have the information, then we open up the door for them to engage in the services because they inherently have value, and to see the value that is in front of them now that they're aware of them. Thank you. Sorry I spoke so quickly, but let me know if you have any questions.